Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful morning prayer. We're going to look at how it weaves ancient scriptures into a practical, modern framework for finding strength and, favor in our everyday lives.
So in this explainer, we're going to see how this prayer is put together piece by piece. It all starts with a really solid scriptural foundation and then builds up to this powerful personal declaration of faith. All right, let's dive in.
So, the prayer doesn't just jump right in. First, it sets the stage. It establishes this core idea, the incredible power of unwavering faith. And to do that, it pulls directly from the Gospel of Mark. Now, this isn't about literally moving mountains, right? The idea here is that faith is a tool. It's something you can use to face life's biggest obstacles with total confidence that God's power is working through you. To really drive that idea of faith home, the prayer is built on three specific promises from the Old Testament. Think of these as the three pillars, the bedrock for everything that's about to come.
So the first promise comes from the book of Proverbs, and it's all about the wisdom in letting go of our own limited understanding, of surrendering that need to be in control.
And here's the crucial point. When you consciously decide to hand over your fears, to let a higher power take the lead, especially when things feel confusing, the promise is that you'll get clarity, that your path will be made straight. Next up, we're heading to the Psalms. This is where God is presented not just as a protector, but as a direct, personal source of strength.
What's really fascinating here is that direct link between trust and joy. It's not just saying God is a shield for defense, but that He's the actual source of our gladness, the reason for our praise.
Okay, and for the final piece of this foundation, we get this absolutely breathtaking promise from the prophet Isaiah. This one is all about the power of hope to completely recharge our batteries, so to speak. This verse just perfectly shows that, in this context, hope isn't passive. It's not just sitting around waiting. It's an active, energizing force. It's this assurance that gives you almost supernatural strength to keep going, no matter how tough the road gets.
Okay, so we've got the foundation all set. Now let's move into the second half and see how these beliefs are transformed into direct, personal action through the prayer itself.
Right. So those scriptures we just talked about, they're not just there for some quiet reading time. They become the why. They are the logical reason behind all the specific requests and declarations that are made in the prayer. The prayer is broken down into these four very clear, actionable steps. It gives you a roadmap, really, for your own thoughts, moving from defense to offense, from surrender to proclamation. Now, a key technique used all throughout the prayer is something called a declaration. This is the really powerful act of taking a promise from Scripture and speaking it out loud as if it's your personal reality, right here and right now. And here we see that technique in action perfectly. The prayer directly calls out a specific Scripture to claim spiritual authority, declaring the state of safety and protection over your own life. Then, the prayer presents you with this very clear choice. It's a fork in the road. You can either surrender your burdens and find peace, or you can try to carry them all by yourself and just get consumed by them. And see how that connects right back to that first promise from Proverbs? This is the moment where the rubber meets the road. That whole principle of surrender we talked about is now turned into a direct, personal action, a verbal commitment to literally hand over all your worries. And to finish it all off, the prayer comes full circle. It goes right back to the scriptures, to another psalm actually, to make one final powerful proclamation for the day ahead. And this just brilliantly sums up the core message of the entire prayer, doesn't it? The idea is that by inviting God into your daily work, you're asking for that work to be given lasting value, real purpose, and success. So the ultimate takeaway here is seeing how this prayer methodically links what you believe to what you do, to what you actually say out loud. It's a clear path from this is what I believe to this is what I'm doing about it. And it kind of leaves us thinking, how does that same dynamic play out in our own lives?